This is SiriusXM 145 Slam Radio.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. This cat makes me make art. He's always motivating me to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. He's my best friend. A lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Keyboard Cat, YouTube star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Start yours today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
180 over 111, and I had a stroke. I couldn't speak or walk.
This is high blood pressure. Get back on your plan. Go to loweryourhbp.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
We'll be back with knowledge, nonsense, and reasoning on SiriusXM 145 Slam Radio.
Good morning, amigo.
And then I'd have one more question for him. Did you take steroids? Did you take steroids? Why? How can I all of that and then not ask him?
But why would you do that? He's not going to answer that question. Why would he answer such a question?
Why not? I'm asking him. I bet he answers the other two very nicely without a problem. Yeah, so why can't he answer the last one?
He's going to hang up on us.
Why can't he answer the last one?
He's going to hang up on us.
Just tell me no, he didn't. I'm giving him an opportunity for me to no longer judge this based on what I heard from one person in the New York Times. I don't want to believe it.
He didn't take steroids. He ate plátanos.
Good morning, amigo. Weekdays, 7 to 11, only on SiriusXM 145 Slam Radio.
Wash your hands, avoid sick people, and touching your face. There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. Brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
And now we're back with knowledge, nonsense, and reasoning on SiriusXM 145 Slam Radio.
Welcome back to Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning, a podcast brought to you by Something Divine and Slam Radio. Something is a word that can mean anything. When we don't have a name for an object or a suggestion on how to spend your day, you call it something. Whatever meaning you want to give it, it is now something.
To be divine is to be great. Almost unbelievable. We all strive for that greatness in our lives. It can be in sports, family, your career, anything. We all want to be divine in our own way. Something Divine is an entertainment company of innovators with the urge to create. From actors to writers, videographers, and producers, we form strength in numbers.
Dreams are just dreams until you add something divine and on a t-shirt.
With today's episode, we talk about the parent company to the KNR podcast, Something Divine.
How it started up and where we see it going in the future.
Also, we have two, not one, not three, but two special guests joining us. We got Brandon Baez, up-and-coming actor, model, philosopher, great friend, best friend, don't yell at me.
And Eleni Larancuent, actress, writer, singer, dancer, and marketing consultant.
Yeah, man. So we're really excited for this show, and we can let's let these guys in. You ready?
I'm ready.
Who let the dogs out?
Who? KNR podcast, that's who.
Don't sue us, please. All right, guys, let's welcome to the show. Drum roll, please. Coming at you live here, and we are good to go. Woo! Jesus, look at these beautiful people, bro. God. Hey, guys, welcome.
Me, beautiful?
Well,
sweet now.
You too, Rahul. You're pretty good looking yourself.
I go more for gruff.
So welcome to KNR Podcast, guys. My name is Jonathan. This is Rahul. And today we have Brandon and Eleni.
Hi. What is up?
Nothing. Doing a podcast. Having you guys on. That's the plan, right?
That's what we're doing.
So what's up, guys? Quarantine. How's it going for you?
Man, I can't complain. You know,
yeah,
at least I'm still working. I just finished school. I'm trying to get my life together one piece at a time. But, you know, I can't complain. I really can't. At least there's something there.
Something divine.
I mean, something divine, right? That's the reason that we're here.
Something divine. Exactly.
And what's up with you, Lenny? How's this quarantine treating you?
I guess I can't complain either. I feel like a lot of people are struggling right now, and I'm really lucky to be doing pretty well. I'm working as well, and just working on me too, and trying to take advantage of the extra time that I have too.
Which is super important, guys. Very, 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 very important to be working on yourselves, to be growing, having your own personal growth through being by yourself sometimes, just, take a little time and.
And what better time than now if you're stuck at home anyway?
Everybody's on house arrest, right?
Everybody.
Straight up, guys. So today we're all gathered here because we're all pretty cool. We're all fun guys, to say the least. We're not your average your forks and knives or spoons. We're sporks, to say the least.
Spoons are nice sometimes.
Spoons are nice. I'm not gonna lie. So Brandon, let's give me a little backstory, man. We're all here for a singular reason. We're all involved in the film industry. Some of us are actors, some of us are writers, some of us are directors, some of us are fun guys. So Brandon, tell me something about yourself.
Man, I am so excited to throw myself out there. Like I just got my headshots taken. I'm applying for talent agencies. I am stoked. Okay, just that whole industry inspires me, to be. It's just something. I just want to do it. I just want to get out there. That's what I want to do with my life. A little backstory about me. I've always, even from like a young age, I've always wanted to, perform, be outlandish, be out there. I wanted to entertain people, make people laugh, make them feel the emotions, and it's just been, I don't know, it's something I never grew out of. When I started college, I was like, okay, maybe I'll look at something else, but always in the back of my head, I was like, no, I belong on a stage behind a camera. I belong there. That's where I belong. And it never left since. And now I grew the courage. I grew the strength. I said, you know what? This is something that I'm pursuing and I'm going to start trying to pursue full time. And, my journey's only beginning, but it's all up from here. It's all uphill from here. That's right. Up.
And that's called anti-gravity or raising the roof, whichever one you prefer.
Anti-gravity. Of course.
For sure.
Anti-gravity.
That's not even.
I'm making it a thing. Look, hey guys, if anybody wants to get us those T-shirts made, let us know.
Yeah. Very well said, Brandon. I love that. So now let's move on over to Eleni. Go talk to me, girl.
I actually just got a new set of headshots recently too. So when you said that, I was like, I know the feeling. It feels really good to have updated headshots and just like have that to be ready to go out there, send self tapes and things like that. I'm ready to go too. I took 2 years. I tried to take 2 years off. It wasn't completely off because I did work on some acting stuff because I just couldn't not do something. So I tried to take 2 years off to finish school recently, and I just graduated right before coronavirus started. I just graduated and I decided that I was just going to graduate and then go full on the acting stuff because I realized there's nothing else that fulfills me in the way that acting does. And even though coronavirus happened and it kind of stopped some of my projects that I was working on, now it's like it's time to get back. Like I said before, I've been working on me and on the craft, protecting the work, and now I'm ready to just like keep going and auditioning, even though it sucks to audition, but just doing it, just getting out there and doing it. I hate auditioning so much, but you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
When you audition, what's the part that intimidates you the most?
Oh my God, everything about the audition process sucks. Like it just sucks, and a lot of people don't talk about it in the business, I think, but it sucks. It's just it's like the nerves. It's the putting yourself out there. It's like the fact that that you could give it more, but there's so many things that are like stopping you from giving it your all just because it's nerve-wracking, and it's like there's so much that you could show them, but you only have like this tiny bit of time to show them like this one piece that you can. Choosing the audition piece is also an annoying process. Having other people have your same audition piece sucks sometimes too, and it's just a lot. It's a lot, but
do you think though that once you get past that and you get it and you land the gig, do you think that nerve-wracking feeling helps you out once you get past that, like to be a lot more comfortable, like at ease almost?
I mean, yeah, because you notice the big difference. Once you get the job, it's like a big sigh. You're just like, okay, I'm here. the work is mine. I got the job and I got it for a reason. And so then you just feel, everything else, it's just fun after that,
Yeah, that's the for sure. I would think that that's the hardest part.
Yeah, absolutely. And both of you, what are some tips that you would give to people that are nervous about auditioning that maybe you've used yourself so far? Let's start with you, Brandon.
Oh my God. Just like Eleni said, it's like, I can't even think of something more nerve-wracking than going out there for an audition and preparing for that audition and, seeing what they want and just asking, it's like you go out there, you got to prepare, right? You got to get your piece together. You got to get in the right mindset, depending on what you're auditioning for. If it's a commercial, if it's a student film, if it's a television show, you know what I mean? Some advice that I would give, I would have to say, be yourself out of everything, because your attitude takes you a long way in the business. Being humble, being respectful, knowing who you are, knowing your role in the industry, that can take you a long way to making connections in the industry. You might, let's say, you go in there for an audition, you might not get the part, but if they like you, they're going to call you back, and that's just something. Oh my God. When Eleni said it makes me so nervous to go on auditions, I was like, that's my life. That is my life, literally. Because I'm like, oh, every time I go for an audition, I'm like, I got this. Or maybe I don't. No, I got it.
It breaks down even the most confident, bro. Even the most confident.
And it doesn't have to be for something that big either. It could happen at any moment of the day that you doubt yourself like that. So to put yourself out there to audition, I can imagine that it magnifies that to intense levels.
And with that being said, what are some tips that you would give out there, Eleni?
I love what Brandon said about the being like nice and kind, because it's true. A lot of the people, it's about whether they want to work with you or not. And that, the way that you are with them, and the way that you treat everybody in the room, whether it's even like just your piano player, if it's like for a musical or something, the way that you treat them, they could put in a good word for you too, just because they're like, hey, like I get a really good vibe from this person. So I think that's so important, like the way that you are, if you're nice, if you're the energy that you give them. But most importantly, I feel it's knowing your shit. I mean, knowing your stuff. If you memorize what you need to memorize, if you know what you need to say, if you have it in your mind down packed, then it's all here. They can really see you. They memorize this. They can just focus on you acting it out. It's not you like looking around or you pausing to, which happens, you pausing to try to find the words. But if you really, really have it down packed, if you have your stuff memorized, that's what you should be focusing on, just knowing your stuff and getting it down packed in your mind. So you can just focus on showing who you are, because how Brandon said, we're all different. We all bring something different to the table. So just show yourself, show what you can bring to them, because you only have that. So yeah.
Amen, sister. Amen.
Amen.
Nice. Yeah, no, and talking about bringing a lot of things to the table, we know that you personally take on quite a few different roles in some of the productions that you've been a part of. So, out of all the different roles, which one has been your favorite? Being an actor, director, writing?
I love doing all of it, just because I just have such a passion for everything that has to do with the arts. Whether it's singing, dancing, acting, directing, being part of the crew in any way. I've even done lighting for some shows and sounds. I love being up there in the booth because it's so much fun, to be there up with the crew, just like handling the lights and stuff. I love doing everything that has to do with theater. But my number one love will forever be acting. It's just, like I've mentioned before, it just it fulfills me in a way that nothing else I've ever done has. And after that, I'd say directing, because I feel like I just have like a thing for it. Like I love leading a project in a way that like I have a vision and I just want to execute it in a way. I love doing that too. But acting is my number one.
Nice.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
What about you, Brandon?
For me, out of that whole spectrum out of the whole,
Oh,
artistic
well,
spectrum.
yeah, just what do you like? What is your artistic preference, I guess, for lack of a better term?
Um, I would also have to say acting only because, you know, there's something that's a part of me, right? That I feel like, you know, that I have it inside. I have it, there's, put it this way. There's this one thing that I heard from Meryl Streep when she was in the actor studio doing the interview, right? And she goes, every actor, you know, you might not think that you're suitable for a role, but inside in every human, everybody owns a little piece of that character, no matter what you've been through, no matter who you are. So, when she said that, I was like, man, that's why I want to be an actor. Because I feel like, it's like when you get to play other roles and experience different things, especially, out of somebody's vision, out of a director's vision, you know, it's rewarding almost in my eyes. Behind that, the writing process, writing a script, writing a screenplay. I mean, imagine writing a whole story and seeing that come to life. You know what I mean? And it's from your brain. It's from your own brain. It's like, wow. The director can definitely say, "Oh yeah, let's do this and suggest this and suggest that." But at the end of the day, that's your child. You know what I mean? That's your baby, and you're watching it before your very eyes.
And I find it so, to go to what Brandon's saying, because I agree. Like, I picked up acting first, and within this quarantine time, I've really drawn towards directing and screenwriting. And I've been doing a lot of studying and working on my own couple things. We got a couple things in the works over here. But what fascinates me is when you have like a writer, right? And then you have that writer that has his brain, his idea, coinciding with probably like maybe like what, 5, 6, 7 other writers, right? All working on the same piece. And then all those ideas get manifested, and then it goes through like producers and directors and like all these other, like, you're talking about a pool of people that are trying to make the same vision come together. And that's what's like blows my mind. A couple of days ago, we had a couple people we were trying to create a psychological thriller. So everybody had just throwing out ideas. We're talking about, like, I had my vision.
We have vampires.
And then we're talking about vampires,
trafficking.
Oh my God! Like,
there you go.
So many different ideas, and we were here for like 2 hours. We had to take a break. We went outside. We were like,
everybody take a breather.
Breathe. We went back inside and we killed it. We crushed it, and we're working really hard on this. But just,
and it's really coming together.
It's coming, yeah. But just like getting everybody to like be on the same page, and then finally and granted that some people have to just be okay with it. Their idea might not have been taken to to lead going forward onto what they're gonna do, but that doesn't in this industry. That doesn't like knock you down. Like, that's like, oh, okay, I'll just, maybe next time. And then you go, and then you have another opportunity to get your 2 cents in there. And that's the best part, bro. And I'm all about teamwork. Me and Raul, for sure, all about teamwork.
For sure. And probably one of the best things to come out of that was we realized ways that, hey, even if your idea is not the main idea, we can still try to implement it in some type of way. You don't have to just store it in the trash bin.
Yeah.
Because, life works in different ways, and different events happen that connect to each other, whether they mean to directly or not. And I think that that's what film really is. It's, you're literally taking a picture of an event happening in time. So why can't a film have different variations of it? And you see it work. It's called genre bending, just in case. Know. And it's not an Avatar move. So, but you know what I'm saying? So it was great to actually be part of that process. I'm a lot newer to this type of field than you guys. You guys have been doing it for years, longer. I just got into this. It's something I've always liked. I love film. I have loved film my whole life, but I never really pursued it. I find it intimidating.
I've never heard you talk about film. What do you mean you loved film? Who was that? Was that before me or?
I have a past before you, partner.
Oh my God, I knew it.
You don't even know her. But yeah, so to be part of a process to actually make something like that has been really interesting to see that, you maneuver, you figure it out. And if your idea doesn't fit, you gotta take it. You gotta take that out also, and understand that maybe down the line we could figure it out.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Ideas. No, I just think, like, from what Raul said, being a part of the team, and what you said too, Jay, is that being a part of something. Can you imagine, like, like a TV pilot, right? Or a movie pilot, you're being a part of something from beginning to end. And, it's just, I know Eleni knows exactly what I'm talking about. When you're part of a production from beginning to end, and it's like, there's no other feeling like that.
Yeah, when you finally see that end result of all the work that you've been doing leading up to, whether it's months or weeks or whatever, how long it takes the project to do. Once you see that end result of, being part of it since its inception, it's like, it feels so good.
But you're also really tired, right? I get really tired. I take like a full 24 hours of just like no one call me, no one talk to me about anything. But don't get me wrong, it's like 24 hours and then boom, you're right back into it. Okay, so what's next? But for me, it's like right after we did the Halloween event, like I literally was like, I don't even want to see a movie. I'm super good off anything that has to do with Halloween for the next like.
What Halloween event are you talking about?
Oh, let me go.
Ask the audience.
Oh, so I was hired to become an actor through my good friend Steven that we had on our show a couple of weeks back. Shout out to him.
That was episode 4. Just in case you missed it, you should go watch it.
It's a great episode. Where is My Mind was the name of that episode. Awesome stuff. So he hit me up one day. He goes, "Hey, have you ever thought about acting?" And it's funny because I was working as a server and I'm like, I'm already doing it. So he's like, "Hey, I got this gig and we're looking for this part and I think that you'd fit it perfectly." So then I'm like, "All right, I'll give it a shot." And we went out and that's where I met Eleni. She was a writer, she was a director for it. I mean, you could take lead from here, Eleni.
I got to hire a bunch of actors. Within those actors, I got to hire you and Steven, which was really fun. And I got to work with some people that I used to do theater with. Because I contact them also, and that was really cool because I got to reconnect with them and just like hire them to play these characters that I created. I got to write a script also, and it was like a Halloween event where it was like an interactive experience. So we created these characters. Each character had a storyline, a backstory for some sort of scavenger hunt, and just to be part of the event and immerse everyone in this like interactive experience where they get to talk to them and ask them questions, and they were just walking around being part of it and just follow along in the scavenger hunt. And it was really cool to be a part of that and direct it. I was gonna play one of the characters just because I love acting so much, but I decided to just stay because it was a lot of work. I did get a little tired doing some stuff because before the actual event, before I brought you the actors along, we had been working on the script, on the characters, on the concept, on the venue, on the everything forever, on getting you guys a fitting room or whatever space you guys could to do that. It was just a lot of stuff, and I was just like, you know what, this is enough. And it was so much fun for me. It was really, really cool. I got to meet you. I got to, work with you guys, and it was so much fun. And I loved it. I want to do it again.
It was
Yeah.
Hopefully COVID could just disappear and
that'll be huge.
That'll be huge, right? And we could go back to doing what we love. That was such a fun event. That was one of my first acting events for sure. And let alone that it wasn't just acting. There were times where it was full on improv, like couldn't break character. And my character was based off of like early 1900s, like old school dude. And I have these people showing me their phones and stuff. Like, where is this? And I'm like, what are you showing me, dude? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm not from this era, bro. Like, I'm looking at that and I'm like, ooh, look, lights. Whoa. Like, and people get mad. They're like, for real, bro? You've never seen a phone? And I'm looking at them like, are you for real, bro? Like, I'm here trying not to break character, sweating for you, bro.
It's called acting,
chip me a coin. Which
I like that it had a lot of creative freedom for you guys to do just that, improvise. We kind of just gave you the backstory and the concept and the idea of it, and then we were just like,
you let
us roll, which
free.
Steven did so well too.
Oh my God, my best friend. So what was really funny about that is when we got there the first day and we were going over our script, me and Steven come to find out that my character kills his character in the show, you know what I'm saying? So and we're looking at each other and we're reading it at the same time, and it was so funny because he was sitting across from me. So imagine we're both reading it and we both look up at the same time and we're like, no. And he looks at me and goes, I knew it. I always knew that in our friendship you would be the one to kill me. And I'm like, dude, I didn't even mean to. He goes, you threw me in the, what do you mean? You chopped me up, dude. Like, you.
So you're Steven's spy.
Bro, yeah, for sure, dude. Oh, it
You
was
wanna
such a
be
good
funny
time.
about that specific killing thing of you and him. I actually wrote that after I met you and after I found out that you guys were really good friends. It was like a last minute switch and I was like, this is perfect. They're friends. It's going to be funny. Let's just do it. And
the universe works in crazy ways as we've all come to find out through our endeavors in life. But specifically with that one, the fact that I killed him, and then also just another little fun fact for you guys. I was working as a server, but I was also a cook at Dave & Buster's. So when I went in and I'm like, okay, so what's my role? And it said chef. I was like, no, I already got the costume, guys. Don't worry about it. I already got it. It's okay. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds that what I do in real life ended up being like the role that I get to play in this art? Like,
and
this
then
show.
Jonathan got cooking on both that role and the food.
It was great. It came so naturally to me.
He got cooking.
They were both delicious.
And Steven killed it. Shout out to him again, man. He inspired me so much, even to like what we're doing now. Like for me, at least, what I saw when we first did the little promo shoots for him and what he brought to the table, him being the first one, this guy destroyed it, bro. He killed it. He scared
set the
me
bar up here
so high, and I'm like, oh, like once again, I've never been a part of something like that, and I'm looking at him do this, and I'm like, oh, I gotta really like. I literally walked away. I saw half of it. I walked away, and I'm like, nah. No. I was just gonna come in and say a couple things. Now I really gotta like I was looking at myself in the mirror like fucking, you know.
I was so happy to make him go first because I knew that Steven has talent because I actually used to act with him. I think I've told you, Jonathan, that before. And I was like, okay, he needs to go first. I want to see what he can do with this. And as soon as he started acting, I went to get Matt, which is the guy running everything, he's the guy behind Secret Garden, which is the company that hired me to be the actor manager and to do that side of their event. I called him and I was like, come here. Like, I want to show you what we're working on because I was so proud of him. And then after that, everybody was just up there with Steven, just like hitting it on the nail. It was perfect. I loved it.
It was awesome. Matt, if you're listening right now, bro, we want you on the show too. Our people will call your people.
For sure.
Shout out to Secret Garden.
Yeah,
you guys could call us too. There's no shame in that. So what were some films that you watched to be inspired for the setup that you were aiming for? Did you use any films as an inspiration?
Yeah, actually we watched some clips and we definitely got some inspo. Not mainly because we had characters roaming around, which is what Jonathan was doing. But we also had like scary houses. We built 3. One of them was inspired by The Exorcist. One of them was inspired by, I forget the name, the one with the axe. You know how we had the house with the axe guy and
the chainsaw, the
Texas Chainsaw
Massacre. Well, and then that middle one was super cool. I like that one a lot. That was like the outside rainforest, like Mother Nature takes over. Oh man, that was so dope. And I was about to say, Brandon,
out of me.
You went? I didn't know.
Oh my God, Brandon was
Dude,
there.
I went.
I was about to ask.
Yes.
I was ask from an audience standpoint, what did you think about the whole show, the art installation?
Are you kidding, Eleni? I didn't know that was you that did that. I'm like, that was amazing.
I'm so glad the script, like people would walk out and I would be like, because nobody knew that I was part of it. Because I was just like with like a, with a black shirt and the Secret Garden thing. I wasn't like an actor. And I would go up to people that I didn't know and be like, hey, what did you think of the show? Because I wanted to know what they got. But you tell me now, what did you think? Talk to me, please.
Oh my God, are you kidding? That was awesome. I've never been a part of something like that. It was like a scavenger hunt, haunted house mixed with, oh my God, that was so cool. I remember seeing, Jonathan and Steven, and I was like, what? And then they were in character, like everybody was running around. Oh my God, are you kidding? I went with my brother and his ex-girlfriend, right? And we were running around, literally. We were so invested into it. We have to get this before we have to get this, and then we have to meet this person. We were running, going inside each house, and man, that one that Jay said, the rainforest house, that scared the living hell out of me. I was like, I was screaming and screaming. It was so funny.
We didn't think that it would be so scary. We thought it was just gonna be like, okay, we're gonna have the Texas Chainsaw one, and then we're gonna have the the Exorcist theme one, and then in the middle we're just gonna put this one just because, you know, it might be cool. People might walk in and get a little scared, but a lot of people ended up telling me that it was one, like it was the scariest one, or it was like it ended up being a lot better than I thought it would. And I was just, you know, it was kind of like a filler house, but I don't know, a lot of people ended up liking it. I was so happy.
Let me tell you the story about one of those houses that I went in. It was the one with the big guy with the axe or the chainsaw, right?
The Texas chainsaw, yeah.
Oh my God! So they put some guy sitting in an audience member sitting in like the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know the guy's talking to him, whatever. And as soon as the guy comes out, as soon as that big guy comes out with a weapon, right? He starts swinging. You see this audience member? He goes. What? He falls back on the chair and he's crawling back screaming. I was like,
I love hearing stories like that. I love that. I wanted people to be like involved and be in it and scared. That's why I got on one of the houses to like the Exorcist one to read like the Exorcist readings with the guy, because I wanted people to like really, really be in it. So to hear that, you know, people were falling off the chairs and scared.
Oh, man.
Let me just say
awesome.
if that person's listening that fell off the chair, dude, I feel for you, because something similar happened to me. Granted that I already knew it was coming, but dude, this guy's like 6'3". The guy that was playing the chainsaw guy was a big dude, very nice.
So, you know what his name is? Big Mike. That's his actual name. We all call him Big Mike.
That guy was huge, bro, and he just kicked in, everything loud, dude. Like I knew it was coming, and I still got scared. I still like, whoa, I'm out of here.
I'm definitely happy that I was not a part of this. I don't like stuff. I'm super good off of that. It sounds like you guys had a ball.
It was great.
Keep your ball. I don't want to play this game.
This was in Wynwood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Wynwood.
What was the name of the venue?
It was at the Wynwood Factory.
There we go.
Lit. No, it sounds like you guys had a great time making this happen.
So
now, talking about projects, what are some projects that you had coming up that might have been postponed due to COVID?
Well, I was casted in a musical, In the Heights, which I love. It's actually my favorite musical ever. And it was going to show at the Adriana Arts Center, actually this month. It was going to show. And it got postponed. It didn't get canceled, but it got postponed. And I was also working on a short film that also got postponed, but it's coming up soon. The musical got pushed to 2021, but the short film we're going to start shooting soon. So
what about you, Brandon?
I haven't really had any projects upcoming recently because, you know, I'm taking it step by step almost. I mean, I just graduated with my degree and stuff, so now I'm putting all my energy into this. I got my headshots taken. I just sent like to almost every talent agency in Miami. I sent it out, like my application and stuff. So I'm trying to, you know, take it step by step, but I haven't really come across anything. But Eleni, how do you get work? Like as a fellow actor, you know, inspire me.
Okay. First of all, we need to exchange information after this. So
I think I have your number.
I have an audition. Okay. Well, now that I have your number, that's true. Every time I have an audition or I see a project, I'll send it your way too.
Oh, yes.
But there's my favorite place ever to find work, which I'm sure you know, Backstage.
You go there? You're on there?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's what most of the jobs are. So you kind of just have to be. It's so worth it. There's also this Facebook group for where all the it's usually smaller projects, but it's where all the local Miami or close to Miami directors post their work or any casting. That's where I posted actually the work for Secret Garden too.
Cool.
And it's a Facebook group, so you can join that Facebook group too. All of my actor friends that live in Miami right now are in it, because that's a great place to find like legitimate work that's just here instead of like nationwide like Backstage usually does. It's also the people you know, which I hate, but that's a lot of how the industry is. It's just like the people that you know, if you know a friend that's working on a project, if like they're working on a project, they tell you about it, which is why I wanted to exchange information, because I feel like that's how, you know, a lot of you hear, you know, about a lot of work.
You are the bomb.com.
The
bomb.
You are.
Girl.
We had a musician on last week, D Ivories, and he kind of explained that same process to us in New York. Well, but in music, the same thing. He went out to all these concerts, even by himself, to all these shows, and then he just made his presence known through repetition. Hi, how are you, etc.
And if you don't know what he's talking about, then you should go listen to that episode, because that episode is great. Diego is such a fabulous human being. I love him to pieces. We love him over here, and his music is awesome. Such a crazy story for him. Go check it out. Awesome stuff. But back to you, Diego. Oh, Raul.
Sure. Okay. But yeah, so anyways, he just talked about that repetition. You got to go out. You got to put yourself out there. And especially that you're taking the first steps, Brandon, with your headshot and all that. So good for you. I definitely hope that you pursue that. And I guess that's the whole point of something divine that we're working on here. So that way, if you do want to make a project or you're trying to find a project, we can make that happen and work on it together as a community, because that's the whole goal here, right?
I mean, this is a perfect example of what we envisioned when we started this little company called Something Divine. It was basically to have guys like yourselves come in and make those connections, like a Facebook group, but something a little bit more exclusive, like a little club amongst us, something not too broad, something more intimate, something more personal, something more raw. So just like how you guys are talking about, we got to exchange numbers, this and that. I might have some work. That's exactly what I envisioned. Let alone that down the line, I want to be one of those directors that could be like, hey guys, I got this going. Let's do this. And then other directors being there like, oh, okay. And I got this going. And then, just like a little family growing and growing and growing from there. So that's a little, it's exactly what we want to do with it. But enough about that. Let's talk about you guys. So I want to know, have you guys always envisioned yourself drawn to the world of the arts, acting, pretending to be someone you're not at a young age, or was this something that manifested at a later age? I'll start with you, Brandon.
Oh my God, playing pretend? Yeah.
Yes.
It's playing pretend is just another world. It's totally different. I was gonna say something, but I don't know if I should keep it on the record or off the record. But anyway, nah, you know what? I'll say it. I had to pretend to be straight until I was 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something that's always been. But really, like, even from when I was, when you're a little kid and you're playing outside and, you're playing with your friends and, you build the fort, you have the sticks and the rocks and, you just gotta, act out situations. And, it's something that's always been a part of my life, ever since, God, forever. But I've always been so inspired, but, I finally have, come to terms with the fact that, hey, this is, like I said before, is something that I'm doing.
Yes. And our childhood was full of imagination. So I don't want to say too much, but because I want to hear Lenny's answer. But our childhood was definitely full of pretending and fake wrestling and standing on the rooftop, all that crazy stuff.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
So yeah. So I hear you out. I hear you, brother. So Eleni, go. The floor is yours.
I've always been drawn to acting. Mainly when I was little, what I really started doing was dancing. I've been dancing since I was really, really young. And even back then, I used to be in a studio in Dominican Republic where I lived all of my childhood. And in that studio, the people that were the teachers and the owners and the leaders were this couple, this woman and this man, who I used to see them as my parents. I still do. I left the studio a long time ago, but I still know them to this day because they were like my parents. And they saw me as their daughter in a way back then. And so they always casted me as like the lead character of every show that we did, which I loved because it meant that I got to do some acting more than dancing. And I love dancing. I always have, but acting was like those little moments that I got to act or react to something were great. Like for one of the plays that we did, that we would do every Christmas, I had to be on stage the whole time. And sometimes I would dance, and that was really fun for me, of course, because that's what I did. But most of the things that I had to do as that character was like react to the dancers doing dances for me, because it was like dream sequences or them bringing me stuff or presents for, Christmas, whatever the play was. I had to react to stuff and act. And I couldn't talk, but just the fact that I got to like act and react here was like, I knew since I was little, I was just like, okay, this is what I love. This is what I need to do. So,
And
yeah.
do you feel that playing all those different characters helps strengthen your love of acting and the way that you view it?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think so. Every single character that I've played in the past is just like I get to how Brandon was saying that Meryl Streep said, you know, how she said what you said was like that she said that all the characters we played are just like different versions of ourselves.
Right, like
And I
different
agree
little
with
parts of us. Yeah.
exactly different little parts of us. So it's good to see where that character can take me as a person and how far I can go. And so I get to see that and experience that, and I take a little bit of that for me, and it's fun. I like it.
And with that being said, how does that affect the perception of between you and the character, basically yourself and the character, and the different views that you might have with your character and how you personally perceive them?
It depends on the character, I'd say, but it's like I said before, it's like fun to get to see where the character can take me, how far I can go, what that character might bring out of me, and especially that, which is mainly why I like love theater and doing plays and doing things live, because every day or every presentation you get to do something new with that character, with the same character. And so, it depends on the night or, your own emotions, what you feel and what you bring onto that character that day. You see where that goes. And it's crazy because sometimes you do things one day that you're like, I never thought that character would take me there. I would do that with that character. But, then you get to learn something for yourself that you get to take forever, and you get to learn something about acting, and it's fun. It's cool.
By the way, Brandon, I love your headphones. They're totes fab, if you will.
These old things.
Hey, I'm super jealous. They're super sauce. And what about you, Brandon? How does the perception of a character change against the perception of yourself through that character?
The perception of a character, it starts honestly with the reading process. Like when the whole production process begins and you have like a script reading, or you first receive the script, you go through it, and you got to figure out what the situation is, who the character is, what type of feelings the character's feeling, or what type of situation the character's going through. And then you have to ask yourself, how could this apply to me? How could I see myself in this situation in order to bring out that certain part of my personality? Or even, if you've experienced it in the past, you can say, hey, this is something that's familiar. It's something that's familiar. It's something that's, that's actually easy to get a hold of. So then you can perceive that character in the future, and it's like in a much easier light. It's like, it's so much easier to say, I'm ready to take this on. I'm ready to take on this role. I'm ready to experience what this character is experiencing, because that's really what it is. That's what acting is. It's experiencing what the character is experiencing. You're playing pretend,
Yeah, you're right.
That whole process in itself.
It's the truth.
Absolutely. No, and I guess, yeah, you're absolutely right. If I'm being honest with you, acting isn't something that I personally am interested in. I like writing and directing, but I have such an admiration for people who do act, because you're literally putting the face to the words. You are literally being the physical embodiment of those words. And I think that's an incredible trait, and even a strain, even, if you will, because there are some tough characters, there are some wild characters that you probably have to play. And with that being said, what are some type of characters that you would like to play? What's a character that you haven't been able to play yet that you would love to?
Man, a character that I would love to play, I've been telling myself this for a while, okay? Because if you like, you guys, if you know me, I'm a really humble person. I try to be as good as I can to the world, to other people, very respectful. So something that I want to challenge myself with is taking on like the complete opposite of that, which would be the bad boy, the rule breaker, someone who doesn't really give a crap about anything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I always see myself and I'm like, I could play that bad boy. I could see myself doing that, if I can. Oh, it's invigorating, to be somebody that I'm not, to try to do the exact opposite of who I am. So, but I have to tell you, Jonathan, I've been staring at your dad hat, and I am in love with your dad hat.
Call me dad, call me daddy, as long as you call me, right?
We call him Papa. And so does most of the United States.
And Eleni, what's your response on that?
Literally the same thing Brandon said. I love playing the opposite of who I am in life. It's like, because I always try to be a kind person. I don't ever obviously want to be mean. There's no need for that. So the most fun characters for me are the witch, or the mean girl, or the bad one, or the one that gets to do crazy things, or the slut, or the this or the that. Just like, just like crazy out there weird characters that, are fun.
The out of the box characters, right?
Yeah.
The ones that pull out all the stops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that. And the process of, it's so much fun.
For sure. I definitely know a few witches in my life that I wonder if they're playing characters.
They were acting the whole time. I agree with what you guys are saying. Like when it comes to me, like I truly like being a character that's like on the edge of society, like just about to like not that hasn't lost his marbles already, but like about to lose. Like he's like right there, like someone sneezes on him and this guy just like, you know what I'm saying? Just wanna like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like I love that. Even in some of the stuff that we're working on now, there's two pieces where I'm working on creating a character where he's like out there, doesn't know who he is, all this crazy stuff, right? And then me and Raul are writing another project where it's a bunch of obscure characters, a bunch of just crazy characters. I don't know, man. I think that's us, like just like reflecting our craziness out into our art,
I could definitely agree with that thing, especially the first one, which is basically just gonna be about one character figuring out how he got to that point. So I'm very excited to go through that experience.
And isn't it cool, guys, to like be able to like your emotions, be able to like get your emotions, whatever triggers your emotions, and like create something with it, especially with acting or specifically with film, because I think it's one of the coolest things in the world. When we started working on the first little film, I was literally like, dude, I have all this sadness and all this anger.
And then I was like, hey, let's go record it.
And I'm like, yes, Sad Boy Productions, let's go. I'm super down.
And that's with a Z, by the way.
Yeah, and then granted that when we first started Something Vine, it was very like, my mindset was comedy, but granted there's some tough times, and everybody goes through their things, everybody goes through the little rough patch. For me right now, my writing is reflected with what's going on in my mind, and what's going on in the world, which is just a lot of like a lot of that, a lot of like, geez.
Oh yeah.
Why do you think my shirts are so colorful?
Yeah.
Gotta brighten up my day.
Straight up, so
absolutely.
I think it's really cool that you could use your emotions to create something. I think it's awesome.
I think it's great, and it's been new for me, especially Jay has some experience, like we've said before. So it's just been so interesting going through those motions, saying, all right, how do we want to say this? How do we want to tone this? And the little minute details that you don't even consider when watching a movie or anything like that. You don't consider, oh man, I wonder if it was raining that day, or if like that's natural lighting or something, things that we have conversations about now, which is very interesting.
And that's what we're doing throughout this pandemic. So what are you guys doing? Eleni, what are you doing throughout to like, in the sense of like perfecting your craft and acting and writing or anything?
Sharpening your skills.
Yeah.
Basically doing everything I need to do in every aspect to just like protect the work, I guess. Just working out, because you have to as an actor. That's just your body is your business, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
And vocal coaching, because I do love theater and I love musicals. That's like my love. Dancing as much as I can. Classes stopped for a while, but some of them opened up in a safe way, so I do try to go to those every now and then. Just trying to keep my mind running in a creative way, so writing stuff, whether it's scripts or sketch stuff or songs, painting, because I feel like that just helps the mind of a creative too, and just things like that. Just trying to find monologues for auditions, because that's just so important too. And practicing the monologues, or practicing doing self tapes, and doing duets with friends, which is something really fun. I have this one specific friend who loves to practice doing duets, so we'll get on a Zoom call or a video chat and just practice a specific scene so we can, perfect it or do it later on at some point. And it's fun, and it helps you in a way. So I do that.
What about you, Brandon?
Man, like what Eleni said, that first part about, training your mind and your body, because we are the product, right? That's what we're bringing to the table, is us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've been doing. I've been exercising every day, having to shake off this quarantine weight and oh my God, that's something I've been doing, but something more specific. Okay. And I don't know if anyone else knows this, because I've just been doing it like on my own. It's so specific. I've been practicing my accents, like my dialects. Yeah, because
It's so much fun.
Oh my God, it's so much fun, because that's something that could become useful. I mean, imagine you go to an audition, they're like, hey, do you know how to do like a French accent or a British accent? And be like,
maybe.
Well, of course, darling, of course I can do that. It's not quite hard to get it out there, and it's like, oh my God, I'll be laying in bed sometimes at night, and I'll be like, well, maybe I can speak a little French. You know what I'm saying? It's not so hard. It's not so hard, but
Yes.
And I impress myself all the time. I mean, it's just it's quite lovely indeed.
It really is. It's really lovely. I love it.
Oh, she knows it. You see that?
Really? You think I do? I really don't.
Would never doubt it. Not in my life. Never.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You best get on out of here before your legs carry ya.
I am living for this.
It's funny because I watch Peaky Blinders, and when I watch Peaky Blinders, I just I'll hear something that I like that rolls off the tongue, and I'll just repeat it. Like, I'll literally tune out the whole episode and just, oi, you best get on out of here before your legs carry ya. And I'll finish the whole episode. And I'm like, I didn't learn anything, but I did learn this.
If there's anything I took away, it's, you better get going before your legs carry ya.
Yeah. And that's not even from Peaky Blinders. I want to say that's Brad Pitt, like in some Irish movie.
Snatch, I believe.
Movie.
2000 by Guy Ritchie. I'm not showing off. You're showing off.
Yeah, right. Have you guys seen anything that's really blown you away throughout this in recent times? And
the pandemic times, if you will.
Not during the pandemic times, but shortly before the pandemic times, Joker was absolutely. But it doesn't get any easier watching it a second and third time. I'm telling you that much. I get chills. I'm getting chills right now just thinking about that masterpiece of a film. Like, just everything about it, the acting, the music, the cinematography. It's just, oh my God, I just want to
beautiful. The cinematography was beautiful, dude. So
Can I ask you something, Brandon? Now that you're talking about Joker and when a movie really just inspires you in that way, do you do this? Because I do this, and the Joker was the same thing for me. I get goosebumps even thinking about it. Do you spend a week or two just looking up interviews and behind the scenes and all the stuff on YouTube, just everything, the process behind why he did everything as an actor, and why the filmmakers did this or that? I get so
oh my God, that gives us as up and coming actors inspiration of how to hone our own craft. You know what I'm saying? We can do whatever he said. He's like, I had to do this with my weight, or I had to do this with my voice, or this with my training. I want to do that too.
Now you know. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's rewarding when you see older actors, experienced actors like Joaquin Phoenix, who did the Joker. It's when they share their experiences. Oh my God, the best.
It's a little free class.
Yeah, right? It's like a free little workshop.
Shout out to Joaquin Phoenix. Weren't you just talking to him a couple days ago, Raul? Talking about
that was that secret issue stuff that we can't talk about. Sorry. It's part of my mission.
It's confidential information on a need to know basis.
Highly confidential. But no, I definitely agree with you, even from an acting standpoint, just from a filmmaking standpoint. For Joker, they only had a $50 million budget, which at that point is nothing. That's for a superhero film is nothing compared to the two Avengers movies combined, took 500 million to make.
Oh, by our other friends, the Russo brothers. Oh, yeah. Vacations in Ibiza. All that
We're
fun
not
stuff.
friends. We're family. There's a difference. You wouldn't
There you
know.
go.
Oh,
You're not an honorary Avenger.
I'm just a side piece. Guys, so we got to start wrapping up this show. We're hitting the hour. One more question before we get... No, two more questions really fast. Brandon, TV or movies? One's got to go. Which one goes?
Wait.
I would say TV only because movies have been around longer and they've honestly they've sustained the test of time.
Okay,
You know?
awesome. That was...
Great. Go,
They've
Jay.
sustained the test of
More
time.
questions.
Eleni, go. TV or movies?
Go.
I say TV because we are in the age of television right now.
Wow.
Wow.
Awesome. Okay, go. I got
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Why?
Cats.
No,
Dogs,
don't
they present
answer that.
every
Don't answer
single
why.
emotion because they present every single emotion.
Oh.
And imagine, a cat will
Okay.
just stare at you like, what?
I agree with you. I agree with you
Yeah.
completely. I like dogs, but cats are really trippy too. I like them a lot. All right, ready? Last one. Pizza or tacos? One's got to go.
Pizza.
Come on,
Tacos.
Pizza,
Oh.
no question.
I choose tacos. I choose TV. I choose cats. There we go.
Yeah, awesome. Let's do it. Awesome.
Then
All
I
right,
choose
guys.
pizza tacos.
Brandon, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Go.
Go.
In the middle of a union and auditioning for high-profile films, high-profile television series, Netflix, if that's still around, Amazon Prime,
all of it.
Netflix is gonna ruin the world by then. You're crazy.
All of it. Okay, I'm sorry. And let me go. Where do you see yourself 10 years? Let's go. Come on.
The same thing, just working on a lot of projects and acting and only working off of that and being able to sustain my life.
Let's get in a project together, Eleni.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We're gonna do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And that's the whole point of something divine.
This is something
divine.
divine. This is KNR
Something
Podcast.
divine.
We love you,
Let's do
radio.
it.